What up, blood? What up, gangsta?
If you a Crip or Damu and want your phone case to represent too, just tap in with cases and more .printify.me. The Crips gonna say they cool and the Bloods gonna say they boo. The phone case is sturdy, it's strong, and if you drop your phone, it's gonna be all right. I'm telling you, man. It don't matter if you a square from Dover, Delaware, and don't know the difference from a peach or a pear. They still got phone cases that's gonna suit you. They got different designs, different artists, football teams, basketball teams. So just be sure to tap in, and I'm guaranteeing you're gonna find something that you like. It don't matter if you got the latest Apple 16, 15, if you got the 10, if you got the 8. It don't matter if you got Androids, Samsungs, man. He definitely is gonna have a case to fit your phone. So whether you cousin or swooping or just a square representing your favorite team that's playing football or hooping, just tap in with cases and more .printify.me. Now, initially, he was offering a 10% discount on all orders. But I said, hey, man, listen, I got a lot of dedicated subscribers. I got a lot of dedicated followers. And due to these people always faithfully and continuously tapping into my channel, do you think you can go up to 20% off? And he said, no problem. So for a limited time, you get 20% off. You get free shipping and handling. I'm going to leave a link in the description that's going to take you right to the online store.
What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, gangsta?
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down! Y'all already know what it is by now, man, so let's jump straight into this content. So lately, the biggest talk is about if whether and Jefe marked out King Peel a couple of days ago when they had that podcast, right? But I think the bigger picture, a lot of people are still failing to realize, man, is the role that Adam, or we gonna call him Abigail, man. I'm gonna go back to calling him Abigail because this definitely was some bitch shit that he done right here, right? Is the role that Abigail is playing, man, trying to spark the flame among these gang members that he has on his show. You know, let's keep in mind that Adam has been around these gang members long enough, and he has a good understanding of the gang history, the gang politics in Los Angeles to know clearly enough that this is nothing to be played with, right? But he still tries to toe the line. He still tries to get as close as he can to having these individuals clash. He'll say little things and then pretend later on he didn't say that. And I'm gonna show you guys that a little later, right? Now, to my understanding, that when I seen another podcast where they was talking about it, where they was in New York riding around, and they was talking about a song that King Peel has. And in this song, King Peel disses, he said some words that can be taken as a diss to several gangs that fall under the Trey banner, right? Later on, he tried to back it up and clean it up, but you know, to me, it was what it was, right? I mean, because let's keep in mind, King Peel has been to prison, right? So he knows that several gangs fall under a specific banner of the Trey banner, right? So if you want to diss a specific gang that's out there in Pomona that your hood is not getting along with, then I'm sure there's ways that you can find to diss that specific gang. But when you diss the Treys, then everybody who falls under that umbrella can potentially perceive that to be directed at them, whether you claim it to be or not. Like I say, man, this dude King Peel is a gang member himself, so he knows what it is, right? So now let me show you guys this video, right, where Adam goes on to say something along the lines of he didn't know who was going to be offended, or he didn't say what the diss was, or he didn't say who was going to be offended, but he clearly knows who was going to be offended when he posed this question to King Peel. And like I said before I show you guys the video, when they was riding around in the van in New York or whatever, the SUV, Adam told him that, hey, listen, man, I will push and support your song, but I think it's important that you take out these words that's dissing these other gangs. So he clearly knew the potential negativity that could come from pushing a song like that. But anyway, let me show you guys the video.
And boy, do I have a story for you. I was with Hit a J3, Bombed a Juno, King Pill, and the conversation happened while we were all driving around an SUV together that maybe King Pill should consider censoring out some of the swear words from his, or not swear words, but gang disses from his songs, because in particular there was one diss that could very much be perceived as a diss towards the 8 Trays. However, where King Pill is from, that same diss refers to another hood. Now, keep in mind, and Jefe from 8 Tray Gangsta Crip. When I said that he censored out the swears, I didn't mention who, not swears, but gang disses. When I said that, I didn't mention who might be offended. I didn't mention what it was. When I said that, I didn't mention who might be offended. I didn't mention what it was, but very quickly, the and Jefe energy changed.
Now, okay, so yeah, you see the video right there, right? Now, let me show you guys. Now, that was a video that he recently did. Once again, Adam trying to, throw a rock and then hide his hand and feign ignorance and act stupid like he don't know what's going on. But now let me show you guys this other video right here where before he even poses the question to King Pill, right, he says something along the lines to Aunt Jefe of, man, you don't even want to know what the diss was, or I don't even want to tell you what the diss was, or something like that. That clearly shows that he knew what he was doing before he done it. So check this video out right here.
You took the disses out of the Slide remix.
I knew this nigga was gonna bring this shit up.
Hey, and Jefe, I don't even want to tell you one of the disses that I was in the original Slide first.
We ain't doing that one.
Hey, and Jefe, I don't even want to tell you one of the disses that I was in the original Slide first.
We ain't doing that one.
Hey, and Jefe, I don't even want to tell you one of the disses that I was in the original Slide first.
We ain't doing that one.
Yeah.
So also let's keep in mind, Adam claims that he has a no violence policy on the No Jumper podcast. Anybody who commits violence will lose their jobs, right? But he loves to tiptoe the line and ask these questions that he know is going to bring up some feelings out of these individuals, because he knows how some of these dudes feel about the hoods that they're pushing, their gang, their rags, so on and so forth. So Adam is playing a cold game with these dudes, man. Adam is really being Don King, right, when it comes to all this stuff. So now think about, and you guys can go on YouTube and look at all the other videos that are being made as a result of Adam posing this question, when he had two dudes up there who was on rival sides of the rag. One dude said something that could have been interpreted as a diss to another dude. And once again, Adam loves to feign ignorance and act like he don't know what's going on. So now let's get to the big question, man. In my opinion, did Aunt Jefe mark out King Pill? And honestly, man, I feel that he didn't mark him out. I don't think he marked out King Pill, right? So now initially when Adam posed the question to King Pill about why did he remove those disses from that particular song, initially you see Jefe over there just chilling. He's doing whatever he's doing, right? But once they get to passing around the question, Jefe steps in and he makes it clear that, hey man, listen, you was definitely not dissing my hood in that song, right? And then King Pill, he says as much, right? And then so they start to get a little testy, if you ask me. Jefe, his confrontation level was on about a 3 or a 4, while King Pill was still at 1. He was remaining neutral, in my opinion, clearly trying to say and show that he's not saying anything or doing anything that could be misconstrued as confrontational, right? And then all of a sudden you hear Adam say, okay, well, we don't have to talk about it anymore. But like I said, Adam brings all this stuff to the forefront. Then he sits back and watches as these individuals get into it and potentially, go back and forth and create. This is Adam's thing. Adam loves to create tension between these gang members and then pretend like he didn't do it, right? King Pill has been to prison before, and so he already knows that when you put something out there that could be perceived as a blanket statement to diss everybody who falls under that certain umbrella, King Pill knows that potentially you may have to deal with everybody who falls up under that umbrella and could perceive what you said as a diss towards what they're representing, right? Let me give you guys a little analogy, right? Say you got two individuals in a particular prison, right? And so you got a dude who's the tattoo artist, he's a gang member, and you got another dude who's a gang member right now. One day the gang member gets at the tattoo artist, say, hey man, I want to get this tattoo. I want to get a tattoo of whatever it is, and he's going to whack out a certain letter or a certain word that other gang members represent. So he gets the tattoo, then he comes to the yard 2 or 3 days later or whatever, and people can see that this is a fresh tattoo, right? So now you got everybody who represents whatever this dude just got whacked out. Potentially now you got all these dudes, man, who want to get at this dude and squabble this dude, fade him, stab him, whatever they want to do. Because even though when you in the pen, what's on the street stays on the street. But if you come in here with a fresh tattoo that you just got yesterday that you ain't had the whole year or two that you've been up here, then that shows, okay, that you tripping, you gang banging. And so, of course, other dudes who that tattoo was disrespecting, they gonna get on that with you, right? So, yeah, you got all those dudes now who potentially may want to get at this dude who got the tattoo. But also, and I have seen this several times, you're going to have those same dudes who feel disrespected by the tattoo. They also going to ask, hey, homie, who did that tattoo on you? And they want to go holler at the tattoo man. Even though if the tattoo dude is from a gang that don't have no problems with the gang that's being whacked out or disrespected in his tattoo, they want to get at this dude because they going to ask him, hey, homie, why did you put that tattoo on him? And why did you diss the set by crossing it out or whacking out this letter or doing that or whatever, right? So yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, you know, King Pill, he knew that. He knew all that. So when you put a blanket statement out there that this is everybody who fall up under a certain umbrella, you definitely, man, have to stand on that, you know. And he tried to say that, hey, that word was specifically to a certain gang in my area, then he should have dissed that gang that was in his area. So anyway, man, at the end of the day, Adam is sitting back, kicking up all this stuff and then pretending to be clueless about the nature of the things that he's doing, man. So anyway, we gonna see how this turn out. I just seen where Aunt Jefe made another video addressing the situation after he seen a video when King Pill had left the podcast. Then he turned around and said he wasn't the one that got marked out because he's the one who said the word. But you clearly see him on that video letting Aunt Jefe know that, hey, man, that was not intended toward you and your section. So you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.